right. Live, baby. Another good night. Smitty, listen, buddy.
Yo.
We lost a good one today.
The Oak Ridge Boys?
The Oak Ridge Boys. We lost. I got it planned for the people that are coming in live. They'll be able to hear it.
Okay.
But
I didn't hear about this.
The lead singer of the Oak Ridge Boys, he was diagnosed with. Why did this not fix? He was diagnosed with. Hey, what's up, everybody? Kate, you're coming in. JoJo, Reba Page. He was diagnosed with ALS and then won the battle today. So
I did not hear about that.
Johnny, what up, Matt Addy? D Coon, how are you, brother? Yeah, Timmer, he had ALS. Yep.
Dang.
Got a little tribute for all y'all listening in. Got a little tribute, little Oak Ridge Boys today.
I'm not sure I know any of their songs offhand.
You probably don't. You gotta.
I know them. If I heard a song, I'd probably know it. But
yeah, you would. You would. There's a couple that you would know for sure, like Elvira. You would know a couple.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, Elvira, baby.
Yeah. So
I'm terrible at knowing artists.
But yeah, I'm the same way with you. I'm right there with you.
So we're gonna do a couple of theirs while we're waiting on Bobby to get in. D Brown coming in with that. D Brown 23114 coming in with that sub for 1 month. Thank you, D Brown. Thank you. We appreciate that. Bobby Ray Gray with a raid. Hopefully we'll see him in here in just a second. Vicky with a resub for 1 month. What up, Vicky? Coming in here for 3 months with that resub. We appreciate all y'all coming in. Cowboy, woo! Cowboy says, what? I'll resub. 3 months in a row. Thank you, Cowboy. What? Oh my gosh. Woke up at 5 from meeting at work. No, don't be yawning. Don't come in here yawning. Hey, Nordy.
What?
Gianna come in here and resub. That's 4 months in a row.
Wow.
I appreciate that.
Wow.
I appreciate that, Gianna. Thank you. Jacob Kyle with that resub. I see all y'all coming in here. Retired Fire. Let's freaking go, Bobby. Let's freaking go.
Yeah.
It's podcast time. You just called a criminal.
No, I didn't.
You did not.
I got banned.
Did you catch a ban?
Yeah, I got banned, man. You can't even cuff nobody. Dude, it was the worst shift
You
I've
probably
ever had.
deserved it when you drove off that ramp and landed on all 4 tires on the concrete. Just saying.
Yeah. Listen, I was a little bit of a nut job tonight. I don't know what was on. I don't know. I think it's just the Nashville excitement.
You're just pumped. Rod M coming in with a firebomb, baby. Come on with it. Come on. I love it.
Somebody had their pre-workout.
Hey, somebody had their pre-workout. Man, I ain't potted in a week. You know what I'm saying? Y'all get to do this every night. It's nothing new to you. I get to do it once a week.
That is true.
So,
we had
a Burt raid, by the way. We had a Burt raid, and Dan come in with 10 gifted freaking subs, and Jacob Kyle with a gifted sub as well.
Woo!
Mommy couldn't even catch a cold tonight.
Jacob Kyle, Cody Ray coming in 5 months with the best group of people to watch many to come. That's right, baby. I love it, Cody Ray. And then D Coon dropping the tip off. Thank you, D Coon. Ladies and gentlemen, D Coon. Did I ever tell y'all I did
I'm pissed.
I did.
Bert, I love you, bro. Sorry, man.
basketball.
I'm sorry. I got exploited.
Bert's mad at you, by the way. He's like really mad. You're not.
I popped in one time on Bobby's stream. I have no idea what happened, but his car stuck in the alleyway like this on top of some stairs or something. I said, "Oh hell, what is going on?"
Bert, why are you mad at me, bro? Hop in here and say it with your chest.
It's fine. It's fine.
Man and his family if you don't hop in right now. Right now. Say what you got to say and dip.
Come on. Say what you got to say and dip. Hey, stream. These guys can't hear it, but this is the tribute to the Oak Ridge Boys tonight. We lost a good one, the lead singer. I think, Smitty, he sang. Now, the Oak Ridge Boys are old, like from the 20s. They're a band that's been around, just kind of different evolutions.
20s.
But this man sang with them for 50 years.
That's wild.
50
Elvira.
years.
Elvira.
Yep. We're gonna let this one end. I played a couple little tribute. I'm an old school country guy, y'all. So
Is it the guy with the big beard?
he does have a big beard. Yes.
All right.
Yes. He does have, not the one that died though. The one that died is baby faced. He apparently had ALS. So. Boomer Champion. Go ahead, Smitty.
No, go ahead. You got it.
Boomer Champion coming in with that subscription for 1 month. Thank you. And then it's me, Wee Long. Hi, I'm Wee Long. Y'all know Wee Long? Wee Long, thank you for coming in here for that 1 month sub. Who is tonight's guest? Nate Cole, sorry. We've got Alex Mason Gaming. So Mason is what most people call him. So that we call him Alex Mason Gaming. Bert, you gonna turn that camera on, or you just gonna sit there? You gonna sit there with your cartoon figure?
Listen.
Elvira.
There you go, Bobby. Come on with it.
You met Scotty, didn't you?
Yeah, I did. That's
with
right.
the Oakridge boys when you went and saw him?
I met Scotty, yeah. Oh,
What's
man.
going on here?
You gotta get. I bet you still got OBS up.
You
Go
do.
ahead and shut it down.
Yeah. Late nights.
First time I ever seen it.
While Bert's getting his camera working, late nights coming in with that prime sub, and then dropping a 5-bomb on the podcast. Thank you, late nights.
Smelling a fart.
I'm just smelling your attitude from this last shift.
Wow.
Hey, Bert, don't worry.
I don't know what y'all got into. What you got into tonight, Bobby? I don't know if it's like pre-Nashville excitement or what. But
he gone. Don't know where he went.
I love being in control. Dude, I feel like I just got the power.
What was
the power vested in me?
Bobby just kicked him out.
By the power vested in me.
What was on his back wall? It looks like Elvis's. What was that room?
Listen, if you're going to be in here, I need you to have a better attitude, Bert.
No, I was told that no man in my family if I come in here and say what was on my mind. So I came in here and said what's on my mind. And then you just got petty.
Bert, when's the last time you did spray tan?
I don't spray tan. This is natural.
That is not natural.
That is not.
Hey, Bert, that's Bro Glow, ain't it? That's Bro Glow.
No, it ain't Bro Glow.
That's Bro Glow.
It ain't.
It is.
It ain't.
Next week he's going to be on stream. Bro Glow, 20% off.
All I'm saying is I don't know what you got into tonight, Bobby, but it was a hot diarrhea.
No, it was great. I got exploited. I couldn't drive.
You couldn't hijack a truck with a gun pointed at the driver.
I know. It was a rough one, okay? It was a rough one.
Was that rough?
And yeah, it was awful. But it was awesome. I had a blast.
It was awful,
yeah, it was fun.
awfully awesome.
Can't deny that. But that's all I wanted to say. I'm going to go put on some Bro Glow after my shower and then hop in bed, get the sheets all nasty,
Good for you, man.
That's awesome.
Yep.
Tell the old lady we said hello.
Yes.
I will, absolutely.
All right, man. Y'all have fun,
Y'all be
bro.
good. Bye-bye.
Appreciate you riding.
Yeah, appreciate you.
He gone. He gone. He gone. Golly. Hey, Bert, how them glizzies taste? Oh, he ain't here to answer that one. Somebody ask it. Look, somebody ask it in the chat. I just read what I see. What I read. Read what I see. Bobby shot me and I fell through the map.
That's good. You deserved it.
for real, use Bert. For real, use Bro Glow. 20% off Bert's beat.
He's such an idiot.
Glizzy with gravy. Ooh, that's not that like I like biscuits and gravy, but that don't even sound good.
Glizzies and
Look,
gravy.
TM Taco says Bro Glow is the shiz. He knows about that.
I need to look into that.
Somebody stop this man. Some Bro Glow? I think I saw. I've never used it, but I think the only way that I've seen it is a TikTok ad.
Really?
So yeah. Chappie Crew coming in. Coming in with that 5 community subs. Thank you, Chappie Crew. Thank you. And then what happened right next? What happened after that, Smitty?
Roy McKelvey coming in with a 5-bomb. There you go.
Thank you, Roy.
Not as good as Johnny, but I tried.
Thank you, Roy.
Yeah,
appreciate
glizzy
that.
and chili sauce is normal.
Yeah,
that's a chili dog.
It's a chili dog.
What is glizzy?
Yeah,
it's a hot dog.
Hot dog.
I thought it was backer or something. I thought it was backer or something.
That's grizzly.
That's grizzly.
I thought it was a little
Bro, were
chew,
you sheltered?
know what I mean?
Were you sheltered as a child?
Okay, well, you call it a hot dog. You don't call it a glizzy.
It's called a glizzy.
Gianna says her brothers used it. Bert knows. Bert says it makes your nipples darker. His friend told him about it.
Glizzy just kind of sounds like something that you eat on, hot dog you eat out in the restaurant. Glizzy you eat when you're making content on OnlyFans. You know,
Barb said a glizzy is anything shaped like
you're
a
eating
dot,
a glizzy would be like, I don't know.
What's a dot, Barb?
Yeah, what is it? There's a bunch of dots. I can't see. Was that 9 dots?
Do the dots correspond to the letters?
Mad Hattie gave 9 dots. Fox Skulls gave 4 dots.
Yeah, I don't think the dots are accurate. We can ask it.
Barbs.
What'd she say?
Wait, is the glizzy the ones that stick off like 2 inches off each side of the buns? Is that a glizzy?
Yes. Bun link.
You got the bun, and then it sticks off about that much, and then about that much.
Smokes.
Okay.
Barb,
yeah, bars.
I think she meant PPE. I think she meant PPE.
That's what she meant. Listen, K Bama, I'm all about it. Dre Kirkpatrick Jr. coming back to play where Daddy played. Pretty cool. Matt Hattie, an OnlyFans eggplant. Okay.
I met Bobby Ray. Hey, he's a snitch. Yeah, he is a snitch in city.
Golly.
Who said that? I'll be sure to kill him next time I see him.
You ain't. Bobby Ray Hayes soft, bro.
She did not mean personal protective equipment. So, just so you know, she did not mean that. Oh, me, Dexter BP. I think he's modding in our chat tonight for us. Resub for 1 month. What a real one.
I'm a real boy.
Factor, only one way to find out, and you got less than 48 hours to find that out. I'm just telling you. So.
It's actually less than 36.
Yes, it is.
Dude, I'm so excited. I can't wait to find out.
I'm getting up early like we did last time, and
listen, Michaela, just skip these guys. We'll get to something good later.
Yeah, I kind of hate. Bobby should have flew to South Carolina again. I don't know why he didn't.
Wait, so you're not gonna drive?
Me?
Are you driving?
Yeah.
Did you get your truck?
Got no brakes.
And it's been fine since then. I don't know what happened.
What happened?
He's gonna find out heading down 40.
I will.
What happened? Did they just go out?
I think it was like a sensor thing that kind of threw it in there, but they went like 90% out the other day on the way home on the interstate.
A sensor thing kind of threw it out there. Brakes quit working. Them sensor things.
You know how vehicles are these days.
Some guy cut my brake line.
One little sensor will kick off everything in the car these days.
Boomer.
And
go ahead.
Yeah, I don't know. I didn't have probably 90% of brakes, and but I don't know. It lasted about 5 minutes. After that, it was fine. No idea what happened. So we'll see.
Boomer, it's just a group of guys getting out of town, man. I got to work though.
Me too.
Men's conference.
It's a men's conference.
That is the name of our group. Chat is Nashville Men's Conference.
Hey, how does
check your brake pads, Smitty? That's what they're saying.
Huh?
Check your brake pads. Maybe some air in the
and your
lines.
blinker fluid. The blinker fluid will mess with the brakes, Smitty.
Yeah, no, I dropped it off at the car place. They checked everything. They reset everything. They done all kind of stuff. Well, looked at all kind of stuff. So I don't know.
He don't know. That's the thing.
I don't know.
Smitty don't know.
Yeah, you don't know. I don't know. Novak. We'll get to it. Yeah, I'm not allowing that one. Rod. Not allowing.
Sounds like a good time.
I'm not allowing. Somebody did it. Somebody did anyway.
What?
Bobby allowed it. Oh.
No, I added it. I added it to the block terms.
Okay, good. You need to check your muffler bearings, Smitty, is what they're saying. They're saying your muffler bearings are probably going down. Yeah.
I had people tell me,
I didn't
check my windshield wiper fluid. They're like, check your windshield wiper fluid. I'm like, yeah, y'all think I'm that stupid?
Sometimes I don't do it. That and the blinker fluid got to be topped off, man.
Hey, listen, retired fire. I hope you got 13 guys worth of bail money. That's all I got to say. I don't know how much is bail money for just like a simple misdemeanor. You don't go to jail for a misdemeanor, right? I mean, you could.
Yeah.
So how much is like 13 bails?
it'd be $7,500 or $6,500. They're usually about $500 a piece.
Woo-wee.
Yeah, we won't be getting out. But
Whew.
if they put us all in the same cell, we have a good time. Especially with that block term.
Yeah, especially with that. Oh me! I thought Dexter was modding. Marshmallows coming in with that 5 gifted. Thank you, Marshmallows. We love you. Like, you're so good for this community. You just really are. Like, people don't see some of the things that she does in the background, and it's just really, really cool. It's really, really cool. Nordy, is your camera ready for Nashville? Hey Babe's got you pegged, Nordy. Because here's the deal. If you look around, like if you're standing in a room with everybody and you could do a 360, Nordy's standing there with his camera filming.
Like
no, I'm not.
Everything's vertical.
It is. Yeah, it's not horizontal. It's not horizontal.
I do want to see about how I do want to talk about this. Not necessarily on the podcast. I meant to ask you guys earlier. How is our sleeping arrangements type thing? Like what?
Bunk
Everybody's
beds.
got a bed. Everybody's got a bed.
But not a room. So it's like a big open space.
Yes, big open space for everybody but Johnny and I.
It's like prison.
And how many showers?
1.
4.
4.
We got 4 showers.
Yes, I believe 4 showers. Yes.
Yeah, so you can't be your normal girly self.
Hey, the last time we only
I
had
need
2.
45 minutes.
Listen, Smitty, last time we only had 2 and you were fine, bro.
That is true.
Yeah.
That is true.
Now
But we
we
had to
got
have the
4.
people too.
We had to have the people.
Well, so it's you double it and double the showers. We're good.
Yeah. That's
Yeah,
right.
I mean, do
The
I need to
same
bring
wall,
my
go together,
blood
man. It's
mattress?
fine. Just face away from each other.
Gin pop in prison, Lauren said.
Gin pop.
I'm in an air mattress.
Smitty probably takes an hour to get ready. He does take a little
Hey,
bit.
babe, I'm gonna ban you right now.
What? Wait, what's happening?
I ain't bringing my box fan.
4 showers, 5 toilets, including Bobby's suitcase.
I am bringing my box fan though, so I mean, whoever's sleeping near me, you're welcome.
Bobby never pees in his own suitcase. It's always
That
everyone
is
Always
else's.
true.
somebody else.
Yeah.
I'm not stupid. I'm not gonna ruin my stuff.
Oh,
Why
man.
do you say always like it's happened every trip? It happened one time. You said always like every single time. Like somebody, it's like a game. It's Russian roulette on whose suitcase is getting urinated on.
Yeah. Austin, you're dead. You're dead
Never
on.
mind.
You're dead on, Austin, with Smitty. Takes him an hour to shower, and then he's gonna come out. Listen, I'm gonna give it to him. Them boots are fire. His boots will be fire, but you better believe that t-shirt's gonna be tucked in.
But
the
he
front.
usually tries on 2 different pairs to see which one everybody else likes.
Well,
And then that front of that
no,
shirt's tucked in the jeans.
Yeah, there's that one pair though that if he puts them on, he ain't getting them off.
It's over with.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not
He's
getting
like,
them off.
I think these
I
things
got me a
shrunk up a
boot
little
jack
bit.
now.
You
Got me a
got your
boot
boot
jack
jack.
now. It's much easier. Much easier. Got me a boot jack. Yep.
Bought
That
one, too.
one, that one, I break out a big old sweat and trying to get them off.
Dude,
Guys,
Austin,
just-
Yeah.
Austin's
I'm
solid.
telling you.
Don't forget your boot jack this time.
I'm
It,
telling you.
it takes me 30 to 45 minutes to get ready, but I don't like the rush because I hate sweating and stuff. I hate sweating, and I got a checklist on what I got to go through. I got
Guys,
a checklist.
hanging out with Smitty was what made Smitzy come to life.
That's not true.
Yes, it is, dude. Yes, it is.
That's not true.
I literally spent 45 minutes on stream picking out an outfit, and that was in honor of you.
That's
Well,
so
look,
good.
I mean, it's just I don't know. I don't know how to get ready any faster. Like I just don't know. Like I'll skip some steps. You got to go through your steps, right? Like I'll skip steps if I don't like. I just don't understand. And if I go faster, then I'm sweating. I'm drenched in sweat. I don't know what to do. Like I don't know what to do.
Twisted,
I mean, I
Smitty ain't
just-
bald, bro. Smitty ain't bald.
No, I ain't bald.
He's got to comb
Matter
that
of
bald head.
I already got thinking. Us going out steakhouse Thursday. I was like, man, you know what? I'm gonna go ahead and just bring my gel. I gotta gel my hair a little bit.
Hey, have you been
Um,
hanging out with Austin like in person? Does he live in your house? Because
No, Austin lives
everything that he said is
He stayed with them in West Virginia. He knows.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, he know. He saw it firsthand.
I was about to say
That's why he likes Smitzy. He's like, that's dead on.
that is so good.
But like, I can't. This place that we're going to, you're not supposed to wear a hat, so I got to gel my hair.
We all
true.
wore hats.
That's true.
If
We all wore hats.
No, but this is a little bit more different this time. First of all, you're not supposed to. Second of all,
True, but we did.
they're they're kind of
Our money,
giving us some love.
our money
so we
spends
gotta
just like
respect
everybody
it.
else's with a hat or without a hat.
I mean, that is true.
Oh,
Look,
man.
I'm all
way
for
too
like
long getting ready.
Smitty, do you
But to
moisturize?
make things worse, the only thing that makes it worse, Smitty, is you are always the last one awake too. So you'll wake
okay,
up.
you cannot talk about that because you wake up
3
too
hours.
damn early. You wake up too damn early.
You wake up 3 hours after everybody else, and then it takes you 45 minutes to get ready. So we're all like waiting, and then you finally wake up, and then it takes you forever to get ready. Look at Norty shaking his head, yes, because it's true.
I just sit there sweating, waiting for Smitty.
It's getting hot in here. He's never gonna get up.
Golly.
Oh, that's good.
No, you get up way too early. That's a foul.
No.
Yeah. Instead of waiting on a woman, it's waiting on a Smitty. Yeah.
Yes.
Although when Bobby gets up early, he always has breakfast ready by the time we get up.
That's true.
I don't
That's
see how
true.
Bobby gets up and gets moving. Like, when I get up, I want to go sit on the couch for a little bit, not just start moving instantly.
No, Bobby's up, dude. He's up.
Yeah.
The thing is, Bobby's sleeping in. It's 4:30. So
It
even
also helps that I go to bed at 10. And everybody else is up till 3. That does have a lot to do with it.
Smitty and his bell bath. Now, I don't ever take no baths. I don't like baths. I will bring a loofah though. I mean, you know, you gotta have a good old loofah.
Smitty, I heard South Carolina's going to go to ACC Media Days, so they feel decent about the possibilities.
ACC sucks. Hey, you know what? We're just missing media days. You do know that, right?
Barb. Oh, that's good.
That's 100% true. I mean, I can't even defend it.
I mean,
I don't let Smitty take 45 minutes. I go and I'm sitting in a truck too.
why do you go sit in the truck for?
It speeds her up. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've been sitting in the truck just waiting, and she'll like slide, like she just gets out of the shower. There's a window to the bathroom. She'll have her towel. Are you serious? I'm like, turn up Treaty Oak Revival. Hurry up now.
I mean,
Oh, man. They're coming to town. Treaty Oak Revival's coming to town next week. Green Giant, thank you for the resub. We appreciate that. 2 months with us. We appreciate that, man. Coop Loop coming in with that 1 sub. Hey, y'all. We got Mason waiting on us. Let's go ahead and get to this. Let's go ahead and get to this. Mason, come on in, buddy. You'll have to return your camera on. You know how Discord is. You know how Discord is.
Yeah, no, I got you.
There he
You're good.
is. What up, buddy?
What's
How
up?
are you, man?
So, guys, I'm doing good, brother. Doing good. How y'all?
Man, we're rocking and rolling. I'm sure you just heard us running our mouth about everything under the sun and Smitty taking showers and all that kind of stuff.
Dude,
So
it's
Yeah,
better.
hour-long showers
Yeah.
and Bobby peeing on people's suitcases. And
Yeah.
yeah,
now listen.
That's me.
Listen,
I own it.
Why,
I'm sure that was quite the story.
before we jump into everything, don't let us fool you. We're not picking on Smitty for showering, okay? Because everybody showers. Like we'll usually shower. Sometimes, like if you sweat too much, you'll shower twice a day, okay? Most of the time, twice a day. When you wake up and before you go to bed. That's normally what happens. But they're just not hour-long showers to get ready to go, do something. So
look, it's a checklist that has to be checked.
Yeah, no, I get it.
He's got powder, makeup.
Gel his hair.
You do got to
Jealous
put
of
you do got to like lotion up your elbows and stuff like that, and your hand.
What you doing on your elbows, Smitty?
You just
It's like glizzy.
lotion them.
that's what I was wondering. I asked if you did some moisturizing. So you do.
Okay. Yes. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And if I'm wearing shorts, I'll do it on my thighs. Make sure that like you know what I mean. Especially wearing basketball shorts, they'll stick to you or whatever. You know what I mean. So
You're a woman.
somebody, I keep seeing talking about seriously a loofah. Yeah, you use a loofah when you're going like with people. Like normally I'll use like a bar soap, but I don't really want to go use a bar soap on my face after T Bacon's had it between his cracks.
And this,
You know what I
my
mean?
friends, is
Like-
exactly why
So,
Smitty posts on
like-
Facebook when he has to put together a piece of furniture.
like-
This is
God.
100% the reason why
Right.
Smitty is posting on Facebook like, these damn instructions, I don't know where a screw goes. I'm freaking, can somebody come over and put this together for me? Bro, he's using a damn loofah. Grab a screwdriver. Man up.
Come on. Oh, that's so good.
I mean, are you wanting to use the bar soap on your face after it just slid through a
Yes.
crack?
Yeah,
I mean-
yes, yes. There's a routine. You wash your face first, then your butt
Yeah,
cheeks.
True.
head down.
Okay, but if somebody washes their butt last, gets out, you get in after them.
You don't use the same bar of soap.
That's why it's easy to have a loofah. So you got 10 bars of soap and you're going, I think that one's mine right there. And you're eyeballing
What about the
it.
ass hairs that are stuck in the loofah?
Yeah.
And you're like,
No. You rinse the stuff out, and you rinse it out before you
That's that, bro.
you just did this. You rinse the stuff out. Yeah. What are you pulling the ass hairs out, Smitty? I'm sorry. Hey, Alex, how you doing?
Yeah.
I'm good, guys.
Well, first thing, Tink Tink says it's South Carolina men because my husband does the same thing, dang
It's
way.
that coastal cowboy shit.
I would like to call this out. Simply Southern Gaming coming in with that 1 month sub. Thank you.
Body wash, y'all.
Tony 33 coming in for tier 1 sub for 6 months in advance. Appreciate you there, man. We appreciate that. And then Simply Southern Gaming comes in and says, body wash, y'all. She ain't wrong. Body wash is pretty solid, especially on a man trip. Let's be honest.
That's the way to go.
Only if you got a loofah.
Only if you got. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome Alex Mason Gaming to the show. So y'all know we come in here, man. We like to bring in the TARP folks. The folks have been around a while, and I don't really know anybody that's been around longer than Mason. And that's what I knew you as. That's what I've you used to be mother fluffer, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I was educated on what fluffer meant.
No, let's start there. Let's start there. Let's start there, please.
Of all places.
I forgot all about Mother Fluffer.
Bro.
Man, Mother Fluffer, the gamer.
Yeah, it was.
So how
I didn't know what it meant.
Okay.
Obviously.
Okay. I'm gonna take us back further than that because I do want to get there because that's like one of my earliest memories. So, in TARP. So let's go way back. Were you a streamer first or were you an RPer first? And tell us how you got there.
RPer.
Okay.
I started streaming like in 2018, something like that. I was streaming Call of Duty here and there. I was just getting into it, really kind of learning about it. And then I really just quit streaming and just played games. And then I found one guy who was streaming RP on a server that he had. So I got into it, joined his server, and it was really just a content server. He used all the people in there for content. That's long history. But I
Go
was
ahead
in
and
that
tell
server.
us. Go ahead and tell us what it was. You don't have to hide anything.
No. It was Dark Fire Gaming.
Dark Fire Gaming. Okay.
Yeah,
and it was just kind of like a server of friends that kind of did content together.
More or less. A lot of people joined his server just to get in there and kind of get on his stream with him.
Okay.
But without talking crap about him, he was more or less just in there to stream. He didn't really care about the people in the server.
Sure. Okay.
So after a while of putting up with that and dealing with that, that's actually where I met Trav, by the way. I've known Trav since well before TARP.
Yeah.
But
and so Trav was in Dark Fire as well?
Yeah, that's where he and I met.
Okay.
Yeah, this was like in 2020, I think. So I'm in that server for a while, and I just get tired of, the RP it's not even RP, it's just entertainment at that point.
Mm-hmm.
So I leave. Myself, Trav, and 3 others start our own city, and we couldn't think of a name, so it was me, Trav, Wolf, Dia, and a guy named Avenged. So we just named it Madaf, just the initials.
Okay. Yeah.
We ran that server for about 3 months, I'd say. Had a little crowd of people, but it was a menu-based server. Y'all know what that is?
Yep.
It was menu-based. You had to kind of plan for people to get in the city. It's pretty boring, honestly. And then I found Tony on TikTok in November of 21.
Okay.
Found Tony on TikTok, decided to join the academy, and this was at the end of 1.0.
Right, very end.
And I really got started at the beginning of 2.0 and really got invested in the community. But I started streaming again in Darkfired server, streamed our server, and then came to the academy. And back then, streaming was different. You just had to kind of not really sign like a contract. You just kind of had to acknowledge the streaming rules of the server at the time, and then they just let you stream. And then the previous administration changed it where you had to apply, and that kind of led to where we're at now.
Yeah, so you and Smitty kind of got in at the same time. Y'all got in under that the easy, like, hey, yeah, just start streaming regime. So tell us
Yeah.
about that. Did you just send somebody you just open a ticket and say, "Hey, I want to stream"?
It was an actual application
Okay.
on a Google form, if I
Okay.
remember correctly.
Smitty, is that the same thing? You did a Google form?
I think I just did like a little Google form on kind of telling them like my Discord information, like Discord ID and stuff like that. It was very, very little stuff. And from my understanding, the content creators also, you know how you can change your colors and all that. The content creators were pink back then. So people kind of knew if you were, if you're in Gen Chat or something, you're pink, you're a content creator. But it was like, I don't really remember a Google form. I think I remember one. It was very just like, hey, I need your Discord ID type thing and blah, blah. And that was kind of it. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah, it wasn't regulated at all. They just let people stream, and they would just, if you did something dumb, they just wouldn't let you stream no more.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
And then TARP really started to grow, and the mission is what really was the driving force behind it. So they had to start protecting a little more. So they kind of locked streaming down. But the previous administration go ahead and let me continue to stream, and I'm actually, I think Tony and Blitz are the only ones that have been streaming the city longer than
you. Yeah.
So, but I've been streaming here since January of 22, I think.
Okay, so you got in and you started streaming quick, like the first couple months you were here.
Yeah, I started not long after I joined BCSO.
Okay.
Because I remember streaming BCSO as a cadet.
Johnny, when I joined, I think probably the second time I flew in the city, I was streaming.
Were you? I didn't realize
with
that.
That was with me. I was his FTO, and we spent.
Oh, that's pretty cool. That's pretty.
That
cool.
was whenever that's whenever I would become a cop. I didn't become a cop until I joined September of 21. I didn't become a cop until April of 22. So that's how, that's what kills me sometimes when, which I haven't had it in a long time, but probably a year. I don't know what it was, but probably about a year ago, I had some people come in and they would hit me up and, they've been in the seat for 3 weeks or something. And it's like, man, I want to be a cop. I'm about to leave the server because, I can't be a cop. I'm like, I had to wait 6-8 months before I was a cop. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And I got in because the former sheriff saw me on TikTok. It was like, are you the Cameron Smith in TARP that I arrest all the time? I was like, yes, get me in. And then, one thing led to another from that. But I mean, it was, yes. So it took me being in the server, I think it's like 6 to 8 months and going through the back door. Luckily.
Willard actually paired you up with me for training specifically because I'd been streaming the server and everything. And he wanted, I don't know why, but Willard thought very highly of me. And he just, before I even knew him, like he was just watching my RP and he made sure that Smitty got paired up with me. And then I had to attempt to be his FTO, but I spent most of my time in the helicopter. Because back in that day, I was known for being in a helicopter.
That's
all the
right.
time.
You were in the helicopter all the time.
Poor Smitty didn't get no kind of good training.
It shows.
Not for me anyway.
It shows. It still
Dude,
shows.
when I first become a cop, I was like taking it really real, like slowing down the clear intersections running priority, just like IRL, because that's what I'm used to. And so I was like, okay, maybe I don't need to take it.
Yeah. Okay.
I was like, maybe I don't need to go that much with it. You know what I mean? Like, let's not go that much with it. So,
okay, so you got started in the server, and you started streaming kind of January. Were you were selected? You're probably one of the first classes of BCSO early on. Second class.
Second.
Okay. Sheriff, was Dan still the sheriff, or had he already been gone?
No, it was Willard.
Willard was
Dan had just vacated. Willard, I think I may have been the first class under Willard.
Okay, that makes sense. Okay,
and a lot of people you see now and have heard of. I forget Cuffham, if y'all remember Cuffham. Yep. Skittles. He was in that same class.
Hacker. Skittles is hacker for our people.
Yeah. A lot of people. I think a good bit of them not here anymore, but a lot of people that have been here, like longtime TARP people, was in that same class.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about Sheriff Stark? Was he in there with you guys, or did he come later?
He was already a member of command. I
Okay.
think he was a major at that point.
Okay, so he was already there.
So, yeah.
And then I know the current sheriff came after you because he was just right before me. So.
Yeah.
Okay. So let's take it back a step. So when you started streaming, were you Mother Fluffer immediately? Was that your first?
Before. before I started streaming.
Okay.
Now, I forget. It was something different before Mother Fluffer. I thought you meant when I started streaming.
Yeah, no. When you started streaming, like just anything.
No, I forget what it was. See, the origination of the name to start off with. You know, everybody's who's met me. You know, I'm a bigger guy, so my friends back home just called me Fluffy because that comedian was really popular, and they
Right.
said I reminded them of him.
Of him.
So they just started calling me Fluffy, and then there was another one that I was using, but a friend of mine, he looked at me and he was going to call me, you know, a mother, you know what,
Yeah.
but he got tongue tied and said Mother Fluffer, and I'm like, I'm changing my stream name to that, and it was just history. And I didn't know what Fluffer was, obviously, at the time.
What is it?
So
we've already been talking about glizzies.
Yeah.
So
I don't.
if
Yeah,
somebody,
what is it?
If somebody, well, Barb will tell
I
us.
still don't know what it
Barb
is.
will
What
tell
is
us.
it?
Just
yeah,
wait till
Barb will tell you.
Should I Google it?
Oh,
So what? So when you found out, I need to know what your thought was when you found out what it was.
Man,
and who told you? Like, how did you find out?
I will tell you all the story, you know, very uncandid story. The previous administration, which y'all talked about in the past, you know, I had a run in with them, and I was getting ready to actually find somewhere else to RP. And I joined another city. I forget the name of it. Is wherever Netzel was at the time. If y'all remember Netzel.
Yes, I like Netzel.
Uh,
I still
and
follow
I
his.
joined over there.
Do you? Sorry, I'm just like rabbit, right?
Oh, you're good.
Do you follow his content much anymore?
No, I mean I know he does a lot of ghost
That's
stuff.
all he does.
I see it on TikTok.
In TikTok, he's out in like a cemetery doing ghost stuff. All right, go ahead.
Yeah,
Sorry.
but I joined over there talking to him, and I was only there for like a week. I never even flew with the city.
Okay.
But I joined there, and my Discord username was Mother Fluffer, and I'm not even in there 10 minutes, and somebody tags me in the gen chat of this populated Discord with thousands of people in it. It says, "Hey, bro, do you know what Fluffer means?" I said, "No. What does it mean?" He said, "Look it up, man." And I looked it up, and I just typed back. I said, "Ah, shit! It's time it's time to change it up." So,
time to rebrand.
yeah, it's time to rebrand.
What's up, brother?
Alex Mason Gaming was born like 2 days later, and it's been that ever since.
And your character had always been Alex Mason anyway, right, in the city.
Mm-hmm.
So people, I mean, it was just natural for people to call you Mason, and so then you just kind of went to that.
Yeah, and when I was choosing the name, we got Deputy Smitty, Officer Messer, Officer Thacker.
Yeah.
All the people who are attached to that deputy or officer or something, and kind of towards 5M content. I know that doesn't necessarily chain you to 5M content, but I wanted to be able to branch out one day if I needed to, or if my niche changed or whatever. So I just went with something generic with Alex Mason Gaming.
Yeah, no, that's cool. It's cool for sure. Okay, so we're back. You're streaming in January of 22. At what were you staff at that point in TARP?
I don't think so. My staff career started off before media was even media.
That's right.
It was a stream lead at the time.
Stream lead. Okay.
Yeah, that's where it started.
So how did you get into that? Because I don't remember ever, and maybe I was just naive and just didn't pay enough attention, but not one time when I came in, and I think I came in January of 22. I don't remember seeing applications for staff. I don't remember ever seeing anything like that.
I think you got recruited.
Okay.
Honestly, I think so. Now I could be wrong. I never really, once I got my, my grips in the media, we all know that story. I was media through and through. I didn't really mess with other staff departments.
Sure.
So I don't remember their process, to be honest with you.
So who recruited you at that time to be the stream lead?
Denny, actually,
the director at the time. Okay.
Yeah.
So
if I'm not mistaken,
and let's be honest, back then we're talking about a staff team of what, 15 people, if that.
It was a little bigger than that.
Okay.
Probably between moderators and admins and seniors, I'd say 30 to 40.
Okay, roughly. So 30 to 40. And we're talking what? Last count I heard 190, so it's probably more than that now.
God. I don't even know what it is now.
Yeah.
It's huge.
Yeah. So we've more than quadrupled the staff members at the time. So I saw somebody in the chat say Mason is a real OG. You're a real OG. You've been you've been around the block.
Yeah, I've been here a long time.
So once you got on staff, what was your responsibility at Streamly, just to kind of make sure everything kind of flowed along?
Well, Smitty was amongst the first streamers, the first group of streamers. You know, he was in that group.
Okay.
And the only thing we had to do with stream leads was just host weekly unnecessary meetings. I'm sure he remembers those. And just keep an eye on their stream, make sure they're, you know, following the rules that we had at that time. It was me, Gansey, and Shifter who were the stream leads at the moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Double
Yeah, those
R.
are two names y'all probably hadn't thought of in a while.
Two of the three are hold ill will towards the TARP family, probably. So.
Well, one just left my Discord the other day, so it popped up. I was like, oh, I hadn't saw him around in forever.
Yeah, Shifter hopped in my TikTok literally yesterday and was saying how we wouldn't let him back in. I said, well, but there's probably a reason for that. So, but
yeah.
yeah, we didn't. I mean, realistically, we didn't have to do much. Just keep an eye on streamers.
Yeah.
Kind of like how just the regular moderators do now.
Yeah, I got you. Okay, so we're BCSO. We are cadet. So you're one of the first cadet classes under Willard as the sheriff. And so how fast do you progress in your career as an officer? So you start out as a cadet. And I ask these questions because I'm obviously interested being in LSPD and kind of how we do things now. I was never really privy to how things happen then. So that's the reason I ask these questions. So what, like how quick were you promoted? How quick did things move?
Well, from cadet to sergeant was pretty fast.
Okay.
I'd say I probably got up to that point in a little over a month.
Okay.
But I mean, I had prior knowledge. So, Willard, I mean, it was probably a little bit of favoritism, if we're being honest.
Sure, no,
because Willard liked me.
Yeah.
And but no, I progressed up pretty quick, and then sergeant to captain was a slower process. It took a few months for that because the department had grown pretty big.
Yeah, it was moving.
But
up.
I was captain within 6 months, I'd say.
Oh, really?
My first time at BCSO.
Okay.
So,
and then
it didn't take too long.
And then when I came in, you were mainly air, like you said.
Yeah, that's all I was ever allowed to do.
You were mainly
pretty
air.
much.
And if anybody called for air, they really weren't calling for BCSO air. They were calling for Mason.
Yeah, pretty much.
You know,
yeah, there was one point where Bobby and I were in a little bit of a competition.
I'm gonna get to that.
Yeah.
And so most of the time, Alex Mason, are you having any other characters at this point? Have you created the Crim side?
Yeah, I mean, I'm established as Matthias Baker, but he don't really get out much.
Okay.
I'm primary cop, but I'm in the Purple Gang.
Okay.
You know, I'm in with the Roughnecks.
So was that the?
I actually was a president of a gang at one point.
I remember that. I remember that. So tell me this. So let's talk Purple Gang. Was this the Long family turned Purple Gang type thing?
No.
Okay.
This was
after.
Okay.
What was the Purple Gang called?
My gang life started with the original Blue Gang, Forsaken.
Oh, that's right. Okay.
Started with them, and then we had an opportunity from the previous administration to start up another gang, which would have been Orange Gang.
Okay.
So myself and two other people, we started up Orange Gang, and I wound up becoming president of that. Did that for a while, and then, administration changed. I got the senior admin over media spot, and, they had that rule come out where seniors can't be department head. Senior and up can't be a department head. So I had to step back from the presidency.
That's right.
And when I did that, it felt different,
Yeah.
And I just I decided to try something different, and I went to Teal for like a month, and Teal was way too active. You know, teal, we all know Teal Gang. You know, they're into everything.
They are. They're very active.
But Teal was a little too active for me. But at that time, I'd gotten to know Rex pretty well. Rex, the former president of Purple, and asked him if I could come over there, and he welcomed me in. And for my first like month and a half of being in Purple Gang, I never flew in. And man, I still didn't know anybody over there.
Yeah.
And I just decided to go hang out, and you know, it just were awesome people over there. Some of the most kind and, you know, true to who they are people you'll ever meet.
So okay, so Joey's in here helping me out. So the old Purple was the Mirror Park Mafia, which came from what we called back then the Long family. So were you part of that, or were they gone by the time? Because I mean,
they were the Roughnecks.
Okay.
By the time I joined.
By the time you got in. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And Bobby, do you remember? You'll remember this. Like when me and you used to patrol, there were a few characters that I remember like right off the top. Of course, we had Tater Tot and French Fry, right? We had those two guys that were always robbing stores at like 10 a.m. and you know, during the day. And then we had Cinnamon. Do you remember Cinnamon? Okay. Well, she was married. Go ahead, Smitty.
No, I was saying, was y'all big with the Joker and what's his face?
Yes, the Joker was in at that time.
I can picture the other dude with him all the time.
I don't remember who's the Joker.
He had green hair.
Oh yeah,
Mason, who was it? Joker and the guy that was like a blonde hair, Whiskey Mike, wanted to be like a rapper.
Oh, Little Diaper.
Little Diaper.
Yes, Little Diaper.
Yeah,
Little Diaper.
Yeah.
Yes, that's it.
Yep, Little Diaper.
Sorry, that just popped in my head, and I didn't want to lose that thought.
No,
Sorry.
you're right. You're exactly right. So, so Cinnamon was married to, if I'm not mistaken, to the first president of the Mirror Park Mafia. So, if I'm not mistaken, yeah, we're throwing back, Allie. We throwing back tonight. Okay, so Joey's helping us out. Mirror Park Mafia was disbanded. Then Pink Gang took Mirror Park. I remember that. And then the Roughnecks had Grapeseed until Pink left, and then they moved to Mirror Park. That makes sense. That makes perfect sense.
Yeah, that's Bear. He's been in Purple since it started.
Yeah. I knew he would know the history better than any of us. So Blue Gang, we're talking about Blue Gang, right?
Yeah, Forsaken. That's where I started my gang.
And that's where you started. Now, we're also talking about who was president of Blue Gang at that time?
Lane. He was president, I think, the entire time that they were here.
That's what I was thinking. Okay. So
Allie in the chat, she was there for a bit started too.
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking Allie was that when I saw Allie come in and say the throwbacks are here, I figured she was because they had been kind of leading that gang for a long time, right? Allie didn't.
Yeah, I forgot Allie took over for a little bit.
Yeah. Didn't Allie have a cop character too at one point? Do you remember Allie? Did you have a cop character? Yes. Okay.
I'm fairly certain she did.
I remember that. Okay. So you went from Blue Gang, and then did you go straight to Orange?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So then you went to Orange, and that is where Bobby, was this your first gang activity, Bobby?
Only.
I forgot Bobby was in the gang with us.
In Orange?
Forgot about that.
That's your the only gang you've ever been in?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we actually went to a war, and Bobby pretty much won that war for us because he was killing everybody.
Waxing folks.
Yeah, that's when I had aimbot.
Oh yeah,
yeah, that was awesome. Now I can't fall off a boat and hit water anymore. I didn't have aimbot. I'm just joking, but something happened. I can't shoot. I can't fall off a boat and hit water anymore. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Hey, Braden.
It's whenever they added that dot. I think my gun just does this now.
Braden coming in here saying, "Oh, Tommy John was in Orange." That's true.
Yeah, Tommy John.
Mason, you'll like this. I was watching back through some of my old videos the other day, and I'm usually like level-headed. I don't get mad. I don't like you're in the video game. You're not really gonna bother me or make me mad. And you probably don't remember this, but I was running medic for Orange during that war. And so I'm loading people up back and forth. Well, man, I pulled into Pillbox, the hospital. And dude, there is an EMS worker not working on folks, not helping folks, but getting on to people for the way that they were driving through. You came in, that had to have been 30 miles an hour, is what he told me. Man, I went nuts. And Bobby, of all people, was someone like diffusing the situation.
Of all people.
I don't remember that.
You
That
don't.
was great.
But it sounds like me. It sounds like me.
So that was my orange gang memory. Why not,
I'm the master de-escalator.
they say, why do I say orange like that? How am I supposed to say it? Orange.
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 It's because I'm from
Not
Alabama.
orange.
Mason, how do you
Aren't
say
you glad
orange?
you're
Do you
going to
say
the
orange
ball
gang
later?
or do you say orange?
Orange.
Yeah, you do.
Orange.
Yeah.
That was fun. I loved it.
That gang war was with the Cowboys, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah.
Believe it or not, that gang. See, when I was in Blue, we had a gang war with a biker gang that wasn't around long, and it was just we didn't know how to tell when the war was going to be over. We just kept killing each other, and that war with the Cowboys is what actually set the precedent for the gang wars following, for like all of time now.
Mm-hmm.
Because we decided to introduce a 3-round system where whoever runs out of people, it's kind of like a battle royale, but that's what started. That was the first one like that, and every gang war since then between all gangs has been like
It's
that.
been like that. Yeah.
That was a fun gang war.
It was a lot of fun. It was a really good one too.
It's the only one I've ever been a part of.
You just started streaming during that, right, Bobby?
I don't remember if I was streaming. Yeah, no, I
Yeah.
don't know if I was streaming. Was I streaming
I
that?
think you just
Brady-
got
Yes.
on the streamer.
Braden
Yeah.
says, I remember watching the gang war and Bobby stream. It was wild.
Yeah.
And I guess I was streaming.
Yeah.
I was having. It was fun. It was
It was
fun.
a lot of
but,
fun.
Yeah.
dude. I remember. I think like one of the rounds. We had just got started. I fell off the roof.
Yeah, I do remember
I was
that.
like, you gotta
Remember
be
that
shitting.
I remember
ladder.
that. He was so bad, dude.
I was just mad.
But
You're streaming, so then you're just laying there looking at a ladder, and everybody's like, "You suck." I'm like, "Yeah, I know. Thank you."
and Mason,
Oh, that was
everybody's
so
yelling, "Don't use that ladder to the left. Don't
That-
come down that
that
ladder
ladder
to the
don't
left.
work."
That ladder
No,
don't
there's-
work." Bobby,
There's 2 ladders in that compound that don't work. There's 2
What I was doing was showing you guys it didn't work. I was trying to help the gang.
that's right.
Yeah,
I was taking one for
testing
the
it.
team. Yeah, I was
Yeah.
like, "Watch, guys, it's not gonna work. Watch." And I went down, and so nobody else died.
Yeah. So Dilly says I was swapping between Bobby and Mason during that war. That was that was a good war because at that point you're really looking. You're looking at the top 2 gangs at that time, right? It was really a showdown. Other people might say not.
I'd
the
say
same.
so. Blue Gang was still very active and very, very relevant.
Sure.
But I don't know. I wouldn't. I'm a little too modest to admit if Orange was one of the top gangs at that time.
Yeah, we
But-
were. Yeah, we were.
Bobby says, "Yeah, we're."
We were definitely well known.
Number one.
Coming from the cop standpoint, that's that was like the 2. I would think that those were the 2 at the time that we were dealing with. Now, I do have a blue story that we'll tell before we get over with, where Smitty's walking out the hospital, but we'll talk about that later. So Orange. Then what happened? So you're president of Orange, and then you had to step down. Did a rule come out that you had to step down, or what happened there?
Yeah, when the new administration took over, a rule came out that if you're a senior and above admin, or any part of administration above senior, you can't be a department head, gang leader, business owner, anything like that.
Okay.
Just to prevent bias and
Sure.
everything and stuff like that, which makes sense.
Okay, so we got a bunch of people asking if PJ was in Orange then.
He
No.
was.
Was
He
he?
was.
Was he
He
at
was.
that time? Not
Yes,
that
he
time?
was.
At that time, are you sure?
Yes, he was.
I don't think so.
He was.
I'm not sure if he was in that war, dude.
He was eventually.
He eventually came over.
Me and him were in Orange together, and I don't think I was in Orange that long. I think he was.
I think Joey's
can't
right.
remember.
I think he was in Yellow then. I think he came over later. I'm not sure he was in for that war specifically.
I can't really remember.
Simply said, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Said, "Sorry, I didn't mean to yell, but she's telling the truth."
I don't know if he was in that war, but he was for sure with us at some point. That's right. I think that's
Yeah.
right.
I don't know. That was like 40 years ago. I don't remember. I don't remember what happened yesterday.
There's so much that happens in TARP. Stuff that was all like a year ago feels like 10 years ago.
It does. Somebody was asking about the prior administration. So there were a handful of people that went and started Community RP. So if you're familiar with Community RP, it's not around any longer. But if you're familiar with that, they were
not.
Shut up. They were around. They were in charge at the time here, and there was just kind of falling out one day, and we were all like wondering what's going on while the staff members were all trying to figure things out. But I do want to get to this point. Before the admin they left, the prior administration left, and we're scrambled to start up another server. We're here scrambling to try to get staff back in place. But before that happened, Mason, you're staff, right?
Mm-mm.
No. Before, I'm talking about before. So you're over streamers.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's talk. Let's
The
talk.
change of administration was a peculiar time for me.
Okay.
We got into a gang war with the Red Gang at the time, Denny's gang.
Okay.
And I'm not one to throw anybody under the bus, but we go in that war, and the point was for us to lose the war. That was the point.
Like
For Orange Gang to lose the war. That was the point.
The point, when you say the point, like we had discussed this prior, like for content purposes or what?
I don't really know if it was for content. I mean, to be honest with you, I'm not sure what it was for. But the point was Orange Gang was going to get to come in, and we would get into a war. And we're a new gang. We're going to have to rally people. So that I guess we were just expected to lose. So that was the whole point for him.
Stacy says Denny said to me.
Okay.
So Denny told her like, "Hey, we need to lose. Y'all need to lose."
Well, we didn't, and I got accused of cheating using my admin menu at the time, and I was removed from staff.
Okay.
So I was not a staff member during the administration change.
I got you. Yeah. Okay. So how far prior to that? Because I mean, I remember that happening, and I remember coming in. I think me and you even exchanged some DMs like, "Hey, I hope everything's okay." And you're like, "Yeah, man, not a big deal. I'm gonna focus on streaming." I remember you saying that, and I remember you saying, "Hey, I'll have a lot more time on my hands because staff stuff takes up a lot of time."
Yeah.
So, but they're only around another month or so, 2 months max, right?
Yeah, I was media admin for a few months prior to me getting removed. And I was really trying to get the senior spot because the senior media admin spot Mikey had at the time.
Okay.
And then I don't know his situation, but he was no longer in it. And it was available, and they gave it to Cuffham, of all people.
Oh, so, I remember that, yeah.
And I wasn't too fond of that.
Sure.
But I still continue to do my thing, and try to make media a really good place and try to help out streamers as much as I could. And then I got accused of cheating using the admin menu, and I got removed. So
yeah,
I was admin probably for a few months before that.
Okay. Okay. So, and then after, so the change happens, and you're like reinstated pretty quick.
A few days after it happened.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking.
Actually, Mikey reached out to me.
Okay.
And asked if I wanted to come back just as a media admin until they got more things figured out. Because, there was a lot of moving parts during that time. And then myself and Daddy Yum Yums were considered for the senior spot, and they wound up giving it to me.
Yeah. Okay. Because Daddy Yum Yums was streaming at that time too, and he was pretty active, right? How long? Because he's been streaming a while. How long has he been streaming?
Probably as long, maybe longer than me, actually. I don't know when he started streaming.
Okay, I got you.
I don't remember.
Yeah, I think he's been around a long time. I think he started streaming either right before or about the same time Smitty did. So he might have been like that first class that y'all brought in. so okay, so y'all are all in media at that time. At what point did, because I mean you're there, at what point did you start locking down, you know, and I know it wasn't your decision specifically, but at what point did the selection process of becoming a content creator become more stringent?
Not long after I got senior. It was already a little before I got the senior spot. It was a hand selected position by Denny, and after that, it became to be available to everybody. You would just have to apply, and I was tasked with creating an application process, which has been revised in what it is now.
Sure,
but I created an application process where you had to apply and really kind of go over, you know, why you want to stream TARP specifically,
Yeah.
what your experience is as a streamer, and then you had to provide content to kind of show us that you know what you're doing.
Right.
And that's kind of where it all started.
Yeah, you basically created the modern media system, the one that they still use today to select content creators.
I mean, now Brian and Willow have done a phenomenal job getting it to where it is now since I stepped down from the lead spot. But media's roots,
the basic system, the basic system that they use now for content creation, and that may change. I don't know. You know, I know that there are little tweaks that are made every year, but the basic system kind of put in place. So yeah, that's cool. That's cool. Okay, so jumping back, let's jump back a little bit. So you are, because I want to get into the full-time streaming thing, and I know the answer to a lot of these questions that I'm asking, but I'm trying to, I want you to explain it. And expound as much as you want, because you made a move to where you are now. Let's talk about where you were before. You can tell it. I don't care. I mean, I don't care if you tell it or not, however you want to do it. But where you were before, you started streaming, and you weren't ever full-time streamer, right?
No, I worked a regular day job at the city I lived in. I worked for the street department, so we go out patching roads, driving dump trucks, operating equipment, stuff like that. And streaming was more or less just a hobby at that point. And then, I met Stacy, moved up to Tennessee, and employment wasn't as easy to find up here as I'd imagined it would be. So I just kind of focused attention on streaming, and it started doing well.
Yeah.
So, and I'm more or less a part-time streamer. I'm streaming full-time hours, but I still work a side job today.
Yeah. I got you. That's what I was getting at, like the full-time hours. Because at one point you went, because you were streaming a lot, and then you were streaming. You never stopped streaming, but your hours dwindled down to what you were doing every week. And then now that I think you're streaming more now than you ever have. Am I right?
Correct.
Yeah.
I'm streaming 2 to 3 hours a day, 5 to 6 days a week.
Yeah. So and let's talk about that. What's it like to have to? Because Bobby don't know about this. Okay, Smitty does, but Bobby don't. What's it like to have to start? With just a few people watching. To have to build up your stream. Tell us what it's like. Like, what do you go through? What are the changes that you've made? What are some of the things that you would tell somebody else who's going to do it? What are some of the tips, and walk us through some stories if you got some, that you remember.
The basics of it is kind of where I'm at. Smitty definitely put in a lot more work than I did. That's where he's at now. But the basics of it, streaming is not going to be something that you're just going to jump right into and immediately start making money off of it. And it's not, content creation does not start off in the bank. It starts off in your heart. If you want to do it and you want to do it, that's where you got to be. So when I started streaming, it was really just, hey, this looks kind of cool. I'll try it out.
Yeah.
But it eventually turned into, I just started researching it and kind of learning it and honing that craft. And I just really just enjoyed doing it. So for a while, there was no aspirations to do it full time. There was no aspirations to get partnered or anything. It was just something I enjoyed doing.
Yeah.
Which is why I stuck with it. And a lot of people go into it wanting to get big and famous, and they don't immediately, and they stop. You know, if you go into it just because you enjoy doing it, you're more likely to see some benefit from it.
Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, it sounds like, you know, obviously, you doing what you're doing, you've persevered, like through, you know, you've been consistent. I think that would be one thing that in my mind.
Oh, consistency is key on all platforms. Smitty will tell you that. You got to be consistent.
Yeah, I think that's one thing. Like in my mind, if I think of like you as a streamer, like I think of, you know, consistency. Like I don't remember you not streaming, and you know I don't foresee you not streaming. It's like it's that kind of thing in my mind.
Yeah.
So and I mean, Smitty, chime in. Is that would you say the same thing?
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, look, this streaming stuff, man. It's like Mason said, if you go in it thinking you know, you're gonna make some money or you're gonna blow up and all that, and that's what you're in it for, you're gonna fade out unless you catch fire on some app and you hit growth spurt, you know, like some of these guys have done. That's very rare. But I mean, you just got to grind all platforms, especially TikTok. You know, hopefully don't go away. But that's another reason why to grind all platforms, just in case it does go away. But yeah, man, it's a grind, and I mean, it's tough when you're sitting there having to act like you're entertaining somebody watching you or people watching you, and there's nobody in your chat. But you got to act like there is, because if that one or two people that cross by you hop in for 5 minutes and you're not talking, they're out and you'll never see them again. So it is tough. It is tough.
Yeah, that makes sense. So, I mean, all of you guys, all four of you guys are stream TARP and are content creators. And I know that like, that's one of the big things in TARP now. That's one of the things that draws people in. That's, you know, one of the reasons people watch, you know, what you guys do every day, and even tune in here some is to try to, you know, keep an eye on what's happening, you know, in the content creation world. And even with, you know, TARP keeps talking about reopening applications. What, like, I want all of you, you know, feel free to jump in. Mason, you can start. But what is something that you would give? Because we've got, you know, a lot of times, and everybody sees it. Okay, a lot of times what you'll see is people start, you know, they'll start on Twitch and they'll be streaming other games, or they'll start and say, you know, hey, my goal is to stream GTA RP. You know, like, so they'll start with the end goal of streaming TARP, and then, you know, sometimes they may not make it in the first round, or they may not make it in their second round of creator applications, and they get disheartened. So, like, what would you guys, you know, for people who are wanting to stream TARP, or who are wanting to start, you know, streaming from the ground up, what advice would you give them, you know, to kind of get started?
Well, for me, I told people this who were, you know, at the lead admin level that I was in media. People were asking me all the time, you know, how can I get in? How can I stream? Yada, yada, yada. And literally the only thing I can say is just stream. Find a game that you don't mind playing. It don't have to be TARP. Just find a game you don't mind playing and just stream. That's the biggest thing that will help you, is actually dedicating some time to stream a game. And you know, we evaluated character and everything in the application. For those that don't make it through in the first time, you know, people, Falcon, I think he got denied twice for streamer. And he stuck it out. He kept coming back and kept working on it and kept honing that craft. And you know, he's a TARP streamer now. So the thing for me is just really just, if anybody's wanting to stream TARP, just, if you don't get it your first time, don't think that you'll never get it. Just watch other creators, get as many tips and tricks as you can. Learn how to put a stream together well, and just keep doing it, and you'll wind up in that spot eventually. It's just gonna take time.
Yeah, Lane's commenting, you know, I think this is a testament, probably not something you're going to say to yourself. Mason is a rock star, though. Even when he had 10 to 15 people, he always acted like he had 200. I always like watching his stream because he would get personal with his audience. And I think that's what a lot of people want, man. If they're going to join your community and they're going to be a part of your community, they want to think that Mason knows who I am. You know, they want to think when I'm watching the Bash Brothers, you know, when Bobby says Johnny Smokes, he knows me. You know, they want to know, they think they know you, and so they want you to know them. And so, I mean, I think that's huge, you know, when it gets, you know, to be like that community minded person. You know, they want to be part of a community. I mean, that's what we as humans want, right?
Yeah, I mean, that's the building blocks of building a community.
Right.
You know, community is a group of people who know each other. You know, you gotta be in there to know people. And I mean, when streaming specifically, as far as, you know, keeping up with chat and talking to them and connecting with them, the bigger you grow, the harder that gets to do.
Yeah.
Tony can probably attest to that. Smitty and Bobby, you know, everybody in here, you know, we've all had a lot of crowds in our chats at sometimes, and it's hard to see everybody.
Yeah.
And sometimes that's a deterrent for people if you can't read every single chat that comes through. But in the beginning stages, I mean, a really important thing to do is just talk to people. If somebody hops in your chat, treat them like a friend.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's where it gets really tough at now. Like for me, I kind of juggle with that. Because I'm very involved with my chat. I read a lot of the comments. I try to respond. Especially when it comes to people gifting or anything like that. Of course, I'm gonna shout that out and show them so much love because they don't have to do that, and the fact that they are means the world. But you also walk that line of like, because sometimes I'm thinking when I'm talking to chat, I'm like, I'm probably pissing some people off because I'm not talking in the game as much. I'm talking in chat. I'm like, it's hard to juggle because I've seen people say that in the chat, and most of the time the people that say it aren't the ones that's there for you anyway. But it's like you don't want your whole stream of you talking to the chat, but then again, I want to talk to them when they're commenting in chat and stuff like that. So it's very, very tough. Like I'll say this: I hate telling people to come over from TikTok to Twitch. I hate it for the simple fact that because it's getting involved in your stream, in your content.
Yeah.
But it's essential for growing. Everybody knows it. I mean, it is, a lot of people think, well, if you're on TikTok stream, I know where to find you. What's crazy, a lot of people on TikTok have no idea where you're streaming at, even though it's all over your profile, even though it's everywhere. They don't know until you say it. So it's kind of hard to juggle with, but I mean, I'll always still try to interact with my chat as much as I can. And especially when gifts and whatever comes through, doesn't matter what it is, but it's tough. It does get very tough.
My activity feed froze for an hour yesterday.
Oh, that's tough.
That's rough. Dude, that was the worst feeling in the world. Because I just kept looking up, waiting to see if something popped up because I didn't want to miss anything. And I was like, oh shit. Dude, I felt so bad. I was like, because people had gifted subs and resubbed and dropped biddies, and this whole time I didn't see any of it. And then, dude, I felt terrible. I was like, oh man.
It must be that internet because you're freezing right now.
Am I?
Yeah.
It is a bad thing. Like whenever I was on earlier, I rated out and I noticed that somebody resubbed about 4 minutes before I rated out, and I didn't see it until after the fact. As soon as I rated out and ended my stream, I immediately whispered them and told them thank you. Like it would have bothered me if I didn't. It would have.
Yeah. And that's what I mean. Obviously, we're seeing that in the chat. We're seeing that's what people are saying. They like the engagement. They like to know that you all of you guys spend that time with your chat. Just acting like acting like you're their friends. Calling out their comments like you've known them for years. And
that's why, whenever we hang out for 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour before we actually start playing, that's the time where it's just me in the chat, type thing. And Bobby, a lot of streamers do it. I encourage streamers to do that.
Mm-hmm.
Don't go live and just start playing instantly. Hang out with your people for a little bit, and that's when you can ask your questions, talk to them, whatever, blah 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 blah. And it's and so I really enjoy that part. I really do. It's it kind of just kicks off the stream. It kind of does all that stuff.
Yeah, community involvement is essential.
Yeah, and I mean, 100%. Like TARP's kind of built around that same principle, though, right? It's like talking about, and Tony fosters that kind of atmosphere. Chat's kind of talking about it right now. Is even with 3,000 people in there, he's obviously not going to read every comment. He's not going to be able to. but he does what he can, to kind of get to it, and hit as many as he can, and still make you feel, especially if you're supporting the cause in his community, he's absolutely going to mention you. So that's what I feel like TARP is kind of based around. And I think like as a streamer, you go in knowing that, like, hey, I'm trying to communicate and reach out with the people, that are watching. So I think that's a cool thing.
Yeah, Roy McKelvey in the chat right there. I actually got a reminder to give him 2 hugs at the ice cream event because he dropped some sub bombs on me the other day.
There you go. Roy got his hugs in line at the ice cream event.
I set a reminder to make sure I did it.
Roy's a good dude. Roy lives across town from me. And he even showed up when my stepdad passed back in October. Roy even showed up at the services. So,
that's cool.
Roy's a great guy.
That's cool. Yeah, Lane, I saw you, man. No, I don't stream the city. I don't stream the city yet. We're just focusing on the podcast for now, so that's pretty cool. Nordy streams the city. Nordy, what have you found to kind of be as the newest streamer here? You've been going what? 8, 9, 10 months?
Streaming total, yeah. I've only been streaming TARP for, I don't know, 4 months, 5 months.
Yeah. So
I don't know. I mean, it was difficult at the start because I really, to be honest, I had no plan on streaming. Yeah. Like I told everyone from the start, I didn't want to stream. Yeah. I had no plan. I just wanted to be in the game and have fun. And then finally one day I decided to just start streaming. Obviously, I knew I couldn't stream TARP right away. But, I mean, that first time putting the TARP application in, like, you're excited. You expect to be streaming soon, but you know it's not going to happen the first time. So it really didn't beat me down the first time, but
sure.
I don't know.
But
I kept streaming, going. Typical Saturday night Nordy streams, coconut bras, and I just really streaming to have fun, really, at that point.
Gregor says that coconut bra got your courage up.
Spearing off ice and coconut bras.
You've opened up a can of worms because Tony says if he does not see that this weekend live in Nashville, he's gonna be pissed.
Golly. Oh me. Well, man, Mason, we appreciate you being here, brother. We appreciate all the insight. Like Chat said, man, you're a true OG. And we look forward, man. We'll have you back on. I like taking the step back in time. There's some people I don't think likes it as much as I do, but I know Chat likes it a little bit. So just kind of stepping back and walking down that TARP memory lane, like you said. A year sometimes seems like 10 because you got so many memories, that you can come up with, and
so much happens in a day, man.
Through. So
it's crazy.
Well, gentlemen, we appreciate y'all for hopping in for another week after week. Bobby is tired. Look at him. Look at his eyes. Like we're past his bedtime. What are you getting up? You getting up in 3 hours, Bobby? 4 hours?
About 4.
About 4. Yeah. So Bobby's dedicated to being here, even though he's looking like a zombie every once in a while.
Dude, I'm wore out. Man. It's just been one of them months, man. I'm just wore plumb out.
One more day. One more night. You'll be sick.
Never mind. I'll tell you off stream what I'm doing, so it's not broadcast.
Yeah,
tomorrow may be easier than normal. I gotta prep for the vacay, baby.
Lined it all up, baby. Chat, thank y'all for being here. Let me get caught up here. We had Rookie Patton come in. 5 months. Let's go 5 months. Thank you for that resub, man. We appreciate you. Steven came in with that resub for 1 month. 5 months. Let's go. I love it. Ghost 159 coming in with that tier 1 sub. Thank you, Ghost. Chris Kaz resub for 1 month, has been subscribed for 2 months. We appreciate that. Max Juror Max with the resub for 1 month. Come on, you've been here for 5 months. We appreciate that. Hector, same thing, coming in with that tier 1 sub for 3 months, and then Caleb closing it out with that tier 1 sub for 1 month. We could not do this without you, and we appreciate it. We thank you so much. For you guys that choose to come in here and hang out late with us on a Tuesday night, a random Tuesday night in July, we appreciate that. Deals, thank you for that resub right there for 3 months. We appreciate it. Man, we appreciate y'all. Mason, again, thank you for hanging out with us. Chat, we'll be back next week. Like I said, we're going to keep it at 9:30 until Bobby gets on to me and makes me jump back, but I think it helps the stream anyway, so I don't think he's too mad about it. So anyway, we'll see y'all next week at 9:30, and we'll look to turn it up and show up and shut her down one more time. Appreciate y'all. Thank
Love
you.
y'all.
See y'all.